Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program. I'm Gerry Williams. Well, today you're going to learn about the wonderful medical ministry of FaithCare, helping people locally and abroad absolutely free. That's happening now on the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs.
The FaithCare patient journey starts in the wee hours of the morning before sunrise.
I'll tell you, that first day when you kind of set up the compound on Sunday night and you come in Monday morning back with the bus and your heart kind of does a little pitter-patter because literally you come around the corner and there are some 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people there and you go, oh my goodness. A lady came actually with her son and she was actually at the window to pick up her meds. But the meds, I didn't quite know what they were treating, so I asked her to step around to the pharmacy so I could check her prescription with the diagnosis that the physician had given. Her son was seated at her feet. He looked about 8, 9, 10 years old, and she didn't really come for him. He had been blind since birth, but she had come for her to get rid of this infection. I looked at him and, he's sitting at the floor. You can tell he was very used to wherever Mommy was. Mommy sat in the chair. He dropped to her feet. That was clearly how he had been trained. So I just was trying to talk with her and then discover whether the prescription was right. And I looked down at the boy and I said, hey, baby. And, she was, and between the interpreter, I discovered he had been blind since birth. But I took the light and looked in his eyes. And lo and behold, this kid had congenital cataracts. I immediately took his hand to the cataract doctor, and 2 days later, that boy who had been blind since birth had his sight restored. So people say for us that miracles don't happen in this day and age. I've seen them. I've seen a kid who was blind since birth all of a sudden trying to figure out how does he adjust to all the things that he can now see.
And at a local chapter meeting, one of the doctors prayed and thanked the Lord for FaithCare and said, if it weren't for this ministry, I wouldn't have made it through my residency. FaithCare is making a difference in lives locally, in the healthcare, around the healthcare, in the communities, but also internationally. It's really a modern-day version of the Great Commission.
All right, I'm at the Chrysalis building. FaithCare, the wonderful ministry of FaithCare. They're having their annual celebration fundraiser at the Chrysalis building. Right now I'm with the founder, Dr. Peter Schnatz. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here and for all that you and the listening audience have done over the years to support this ministry and help us to be where we are in serving the Lord and serving God's the neediest of the needy around the world.
Just thank God for what you're doing. Before we get into what FaithCare is all about, talk about your medical background.
Well, I went to medical school at the UMDNJ School of Osteopathic Medicine in New Jersey, which is now Rowan University, and then did my internal medicine and OBGYN residency training at the University of Connecticut right here in Farmington, and was on faculty there at UConn, part of Hartford Hospital, for about 10 years after graduating. And then moved to Reading, Pennsylvania, where I'm the Associate Chair and Residency Program Director for the Department of OBGYN at Reading Hospital Tower Health.
For quite some time, you worked at Hartford Hospital, from what I understand, or did you?
Yes, that's exactly right.
So this is the brother in the Lord, by the way, folks. Talk about your conversion story in a nutshell. Talk about your journey of faith. Take us back.
A number of years ago, back right after college days, I was actually playing on the professional tennis circuit over in Israel, of all places, and met a fellow brother who was also a tennis player, shared his faith with me, and came to know the Lord right there in Israel, was able to see some of the sights and just grow in my early days of my faith there, and then came back to the U.S. And as I was seeking the Lord for direction, felt led to go to medical school to serve the Lord through medicine. Didn't know exactly where it was going to end up and how my medical skills would translate into ability to serve the Lord, but that was the origins of FaithCare, which began in 1994. And here we are celebrating 25 years of a ministry. 1994, and you started in a small building, your house, and how did it all begin?
Talk about the genesis.
Yeah, so it originated out of a burden that we needed a group to support people of like faith, people that could come together and encourage one another to grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, supporting one another. And we, in the early days, met once a month to fellowship and have discipleship and Bible studies. And out of that grew a desire to say, hey, let's take these skills and gifts that God's given us and serve our community. And then out of that saying, hey, let's take this thing that's now started and serve the neediest of the world and go overseas into Africa and Haiti and Siberia. And so our motto became that we had a trifold aspect of the ministry: individual faith, community outreach, and international missions, because it came together that way, just first growing our own faith, individual faith, then reaching out to the community, and then reaching out. And if you think about it, that's the Great Commission, right? It's to serve Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the outermost parts of the world. Jerusalem was their fellow believers, their individual faith. Judea and Samaria was their community outreach, their local communities, and then the outermost parts of the world was the international missions.
So if you're just tuning in, I'm with the founder of FaithCare, Dr. Peter Schnatz. So you go abroad to places like Nigeria, Haiti, and you stay for about how long? And take us through a typical day on how it works when you're out there.
Yeah, so typical projects, depending on how far. Haiti may be a week-long project. Nigeria is often a 2-week project. On the recent project to Nigeria, the team saw over 5,000 patients in 2 weeks and did over, I think it was close to 300 surgeries. And many of these are life-saving, life-changing surgeries, restoring vision. I mean, all kinds of incredible testimonies of lives that are changed, and then people coming to know the Lord and giving their life to Christ. One of our original visions of FaithCare is to start some permanent FaithCare hospitals. And amazingly, this year we broke ground just about 2 months ago in Nigeria, building our first international hospital, and we're raising funds now to do the same in Haiti.
Before I let you go, are you always looking for people to join the FaithCare team? And if so, what kind of professional and or volunteer help are you looking for or could you use?
Yes, we can use all kinds of help. Obviously, medical personnel to come on trips and to help in our local outreaches, our health fairs, our local clinics, and overseas. But really anybody. We have so many things going on with the ministry: administrative help, fundraising help, clerical help. I mean, you name it. If you have a skill, God can use it to help us do the things that He wants us to do.
God bless you. You travel from Pennsylvania to come out here every year to do your annual event. So keep up the good work. Long live FaithCare.
Amen. Thank you, brother. Thank you for all your support. And all the listeners out there, thank you for supporting FaithCare, encouraging us, and helping us to be doing the work that God's called us to.
Amen. He's not a Patriots fan. He's a Bills fan. Go Bills.
Yeah, go Bills.
If you would like more information about what you heard today, call WIHS 860-346-1049. That's 860-346-1049. The opinions expressed are those of the participants, not necessarily of those of the staff or management of the station. I'm Gerry Williams for the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program at 104.9 FM, WIHS in Middletown.
Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal, Public Affairs from 104.9 FM. I'm Paul Kretschmer. On today and tomorrow's broadcast, I'll be speaking with a gentleman named Jay Shabacker, who has taken his interest in creation and personal faith to a new level by writing a book about his discoveries.
Well, in my retirement, I've been in Lexington, South Carolina. I had plenty of time on my hands teaching Sunday school. I love every word of the Bible and the creation. And my wife and I went to Mount St. Helens, where they had that violent volcanic explosion that changed the earth very quickly in minutes and seconds. And it showed catastrophism, as we Christians call it, quick things done by God to change the earth. And I was excited. And I went to the bookstore at the visitor center and asked the salesman there,